Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jaden Awan.
And I'm Jennifer Hazlett. A simple hug with a loved one is something a lot of us take for granted, but many are not afforded the opportunity. In the last 9 years, the Hugs Not Walls event has allowed Mexican families separated by the border wall to have a few minutes together on the riverbed that marks the border. The event is hosted by the Border Network for Human Rights. This past Saturday, almost 200 families attended the reunion. Many had not seen each other for years, and emotions ran high. After speeches from the organizers, both sides rushed together for 3 minutes of tearful hugs, embraces, and exciting face-to-face conversations.
For the first time in 2 years, you're invited to the Tortuga Pueblo's annual festival of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Festivities include procession of the image of La Virgen de Guadalupe to Casa del Pueblo on December 10th, the annual pilgrimage up Tortuga or A Mountain on the 11th, and everyone is invited for dancing and lunch with several Mariachinis groups at Casa del Pueblo on the 12th. At the end of the day, the Virgin will be processed back to the church. After 2 years of private celebrations due to the pandemic, the festival returned to normal this year. And Jackie is next with the first look at weather.
Thanks, Jaden. Taking a look at your current conditions, we should be seeing partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 70 degrees, winds traveling east at 4 miles per hour, humidity at 32%, a dew point at 38 degrees, and a barometer at 30.22 inches. Now today we also had a high of 71, sitting a little bit above our average of 78 and a low of 42. Now taking a look at our record temps, in 1991 we had a record high of 91 degrees, and in 1967 we had a record low of 33 degrees. We have had no rainfall today, so that keeps our yearly rainfall at 13.56 inches. Thank you, and back to the desk.
Thanks, Jackie. Las Cruces City is getting redistricted, with 5 of 6 districts remaining with Hispanic majority. The change comes after a census revealed that Hispanics and minority groups were underrepresented in the city, along with substantial population growth in the northeastern districts. The change will officially take place after approval from the county clerk's office, and until then, residents living in new zones can reach out to their current or future counselors for any questions. Federal redistricting has given the Democratic candidate for New Mexico's 2nd Congressional District a better chance at winning in November. Former Las Cruces City Councilman Gabe Vasquez says he'll be able to represent southern New Mexico in Congress.
You know what? Democrats will continue to fight. I will continue to fight to make sure that women have that right. And in New Mexico, we have been a beacon for women's health care services, and we'll continue to be a beacon for women's health care services.
Vasquez is running against first-term Republican Representative Yvette Harrell. Election day is Tuesday, November 8th, and early voting is already underway.
Stay tuned, and Jackie will be back with your national forecast.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters.
The fall season means different things to different parts of the country. Here in New Mexico, however, it usually means the winds stop blowing, and as News 22's Jared Woods reports, it also means apples.
It's apple season in Las Cruces, and that means plenty of fresh picked apples are on the trees and ready to be picked. You Pick Apples is where you will find them. Until mid-October, acres and acres of apples is the draw, and you can also pick as many as you'd like, right off the tree.
Yes, You Pick. It's an experience to be able to see where apples come from, and it's really fun seeing families year after year coming to the orchard, and then their kids can enjoy the apples and processing the apples, making pies.
A time of discovery for children and their families during the change in seasons in the Mesilla Valley.
Fun, and it's easy to get to. It was really easy to find a lot of apples, which was nice. It's nice that they had tools available if we needed them. But then we have a tall dad to help lift a little girl to reach the apple she wanted. So I think it was a good, fun experience.
With spring already upon us, many people are looking for activities in the area. Now, apple picking might not seem like something you can find in Las Cruces, but this orchard is packed with people from both Las Cruces and El Paso.
We came from El Paso, so it's a lot of fun. It was a nice drive through the orchards anyway. We took the scenic route and had lunch at Old Mesilla, and we made a day of it.
The owners of You Pick Orchards saw many apples go to waste during the last couple years during COVID when many people stayed home. The trees are being picked clean this season, and that won't last much longer. Apples of all sizes waiting to be made into delicious pies. Jared Woods, News 22.
Jackie is next with the national weather forecast.
Thanks, Jaden. For your national forecast, we should be seeing some cold temps sweeping the country. Now, all of these temperatures are mainly going to be affecting over here in the southeast and in the south area. Now, as you can see in my next map, we're going to be seeing some temperatures from this evening. All this cold front is going to be coming in from the northeast. As you can see, we have Minneapolis and Chicago at 40 degrees, Columbus at 42, Memphis at 54 degrees, Atlanta at 57, and Jackson at 60 degrees. Now moving on to my next map, this cold is going to be making its way until tomorrow. We could even possibly be reaching some record-breaking low temperatures on Thursday morning, but that's not going to last for long because, as you can see, moving over on into Thursday evening, we are going to go to our national temperatures. So we have Seattle at 49, Boise at 45 degrees, Salt Lake City at 46 degrees, Denver at 44 degrees, Lubbock at 47, and El Paso at 48 degrees. Now I'll be back for your local temps. And we're back with your local temperatures. As you can see over in Farmington, we're going to be seeing 70 degrees, Gallup at 71 degrees, Albuquerque at 68 degrees, Ruidoso at 66 degrees, Roswell at 72, Las Cruces at 70, and Deming at 68 degrees. Now, if you could see your temperatures for tomorrow, things are going to be heating up just a little bit. We have Farmington at 72 degrees, Gallup at 70, Santa Fe at 67 degrees, Albuquerque at 71, Clovis at 78 degrees, Ruidoso at 69, Roswell at 80, Las Cruces at 74, and Deming at 73 degrees. Now taking a look at our neighboring cities, over in Alamogordo, we should have a low of 45 with a high of 74. Over in Silver City, we should have a low of 43 with a high of 74 also. Now over in the next city, Silver City, we should be seeing some partly cloudy skies with a low of 39, and tomorrow some sunny skies with a high of 69. And here in Las Cruces, we should be seeing some partly cloudy skies as well, and tomorrow some sunny skies with a low tonight of 42 and a high tomorrow of 74 degrees. Now I'll be back with your 5-day.
Thanks, Jackie. NMSU firefighters have a brand new truck to help keep the campus safe. It's a $500,000 Class A pumper truck with $70,000 worth of equipment. Fire Chief Johnny Carrillo says the engine can pump 1,500 gallons of water per minute. NMSU firefighters started training on the new truck in late September, and the chief says they're excited and proud to be working on it. Firefighter tradition says they had to push the new truck into the station, and that's what they did last Friday.
So the history of pushing actually started way back in the 1800s. As you can imagine, the fire department is deep in tradition, just like the military. And what this pushing references is back in the 1800s, they actually had to push in the fire apparatus when they came to a station. You know, we didn't have those big fancy trucks like we have today, but we had the horse-drawn carriage, carrying their equipment. And so from the firefighters, they returned to their station, they would have to detach the horses, and they would have to physically push the cart back into the barn or the station.
Chief Carrillo says the NMSU Fire Department gets about 1,100 calls a year from in and around the campus, and the new truck will be used in about 90% of those calls. And Caprio Griego is next with sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, how Brittany Griner spent her birthday behind bars. Don't go too far because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. Terrell Owens, get your popcorn ready. The Aggies start their road to their 11th WAC title tomorrow night at 7 with their crimson and white game. This is the debut of Xavier Pinson, Kim Aiken Jr., James Beck, and Duwan Gordon in an Aggie uniform, as well as local freshman Deuce Benjamin from Las Cruces High School. It is also the debut of head coach Greg Heyer, who is replacing Chris Jans, winner of 4 WAC titles in his 6 years here. This is the farewell season for the Aggies, however, as they'll be leaving the WAC for the Conference USA next year. Hopefully they can go out on top. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, we'll be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast. But first, more when News 22 continues. Stay tuned.
NASA Webb's telescope has captured an image of the iconic Pillars of Creation. 6,500 light years away, this spectacular celestial formation, where new stars are formed, was first imaged by the Hubble telescope in 1995. The James Webb Space Telescope near-infrared camera captured the Pillars of Creation in a way they've never been seen before. Although the arches and the spires look solid, they are actually semi-transparent clouds of gas and dust that are ever-changing. NASA hopes that studying the Pillars of Creation, they'll have a better understanding of how stars are formed. And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Tune in tomorrow night where more news. I'm Jaden Awan.
And I'm Jenny Hazlett. And from the whole News 22 team, Jaden, Jackie, Caprio, and myself, good night.
This news brief in Espanol is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es César Hernández y les traigo las noticias en breve el día de hoy. Un suicidio de parte de los Institutos Nacionales de Salud ayudará con la construcción que está en progreso de las instalaciones biomédicas de NMSU, en la cual será incluido instalaciones de investigación de animales salvajes. A través del esfuerzo del profesor de biología Timothy Wright, NMSU obtuvo el suicidio de 7.1 millones llamado CO6. También ayudará en respaldar recursos adicionales previstos. Las nuevas instalaciones biomédicas y la expansión del centro de animales salvajes se espera que se cumplan en 2024. En otras noticias, el pasado sábado se llevó a cabo el evento Hugs Now Walls, en el cual familias entre Ciudad Juárez y El Paso tuvieron la oportunidad de reunirse una vez más. El evento es organizado por el Border Network for Human Rights, en el cual familias pudieron reunirse por solo 3 minutos. Este es el 9º aniversario del evento, en el cual permite a inmigrantes mexicanos reunirse con sus familias de los Estados Unidos. Personas y familias viajaron largas distancias para asistir al evento, para abrazarse y conversar con sus seres queridos por un breve momento en medio del río Grande. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte, que tengan muy buenas noches.